Hey everybody, Ryan Whedon here today. I have a model here and I'm going to show you something magical. I'm going to transform her into an overall dirty blonde. She's got this bold statement face frame piece now. She's ready to soften it a little bit change of lifestyle, change of heart, and she wants that overall dirty blonde feel. I'm going to use a number of different techniques to do that today, and I'm going to show you right now. Starting with the sectioning, I took the natural part straight down the middle all the way through the back, and from the high recession, took it all the way around to 4 little quadrants on this top part of the head. I kept all this out here to check the hairline to make sure that this blends with this, and it obviously doesn't because it's a lot blonder here at the tips and not so much here. So to make this an overall congruent look, I'm going to go ahead and have to add some of those blonde tips to the back here. So working from the bottom up, I'm going to start in the back, do a little bit of teasing, and work my way up to the top here. Starting on this side here, I'm going to split the section in half, and this all depends on the thickness of the hair that you're dealing with in the nape. If it's extra thick, you might want to split it 2 or 3 or 4 times even. Now starting here, take a pretty thick section, and I'm just worried about tipping it, so I'm just going to go ahead and lightly tease it up. Just about there. I'm not pushing it too tight. If I'm worried about the tease coming out, I'll take a clip it to the section directly above it, and then I'm going to put a foil under that and paint it. See here, I'm dragging the foil down here. Really get that full saturation through this section. Once I feel like it's nice and saturated, pop it right back under there. Drop that foil out, flip the top up. Fold it once, clean side, fold that clean side right on top of it to help insulate it. I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. Now with both back sections complete here, 2 foils here, 2 foils there, your client might need a foil or 2 extra depending on how thick their nape is and of course how long their hair is as well with the teasing. Now I'm going to continue moving up into these top 2 sections here using classic highlighting foils. I'm just going to do slices all the way top. So we want to make sure that we cover a lot of ground, and slices are what's going to give us an overall congruent look doing it. So I'm just going to, one section at a time, starting on the right side. And I'm going to continue that all the way up to the top of the section and then repeat it again on the opposite side, skipping just a little bit of hair in between for that natural depth. Now with the entire back done, with the foils going up on a diagonal back all the way to the apex here, I left out a little tiny triangle there for depth to veil over it so it's not too wild and blonde right there. And of course I'm going to go back and soften it a little bit with the root shadow. Now I'm going to move over to the front section, and to match up with what happened in the back there, I'm going to take this section down, clip this bottom section out of the way so I don't pick it up by accident, and I'm going to work through it in the same way, boom, 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 on a diagonal back all the way to the apex, once again leaving out a tiny little triangle at the top for depth. Moving along to the front section here, I went ahead and sectioned off that bottom part and clipped it to the nape area right back there so that way I don't accidentally pick it up. It's already blonde. I don't want to mess with that. So with this top section here, I'm going to do the same pattern like I did in the back with diagonal backs all the way up to the top, skipping just a little bit of hair in between for that natural depth. So I'm going to start with that now and work all the way through. see there's some blonde hair right there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pull that away from the painting area. That way we don't over-process anything. I just finished the top here. It took me about 8 foils. You can see right there, it's about the same amount on the back here if I counted, but I don't really feel like counting. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move over to the final side here, tuck this out of the way, and finish off the classic foiling there on the top. Now I've finished the application. It took me about 30 minutes or so with a stop and start here and there to mix up product. But you can see here, 4 sections on the top, lots of foils, about maybe 8 to 9 foils per section, and then a few in the back here with the tip out with the TEASING to match this bold face frame here. So now what we're gonna do is check the foils and rinse it after it's done processing, hopefully about 20 to 40 minutes from now. We'll just kind of keep an eye on it and then take it off. And next we'll do the toning. Let's take a look in the back here and see how these foils are doing. Now that is what I'm talking about. Look at that lift already. It's almost there. It's almost there. We don't want to get it brighter than the front. We want it to be almost right on level with the front. The front is pretty light. It's like a pale yellow level 9. And what we're trying to do is about the same here. It's probably level 8 now, top of the level 8 right there. And we'll give it a little bit more time, but you can see this perfect gradation from the top here into the full saturation here at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up. If I wanted to go in and lighten it a little bit more, I can go and apply some more onto it now, but I think there's enough lightener on there and it's lifting great. Close it up, give it another 10 minutes or so, and it'll be ready, and I'll keep an eye on the rest of everything. Hey, we're back now. She has been processed, she has been toned. All over tone with Redken shades, used 9NB and 8N to give it that dirty blonde tone. And I was just thinking, we don't really want to call it dirty blonde, so let's just a toned down blonde, because it's not really dirty, right? It's going to be clean when we're done with it. So anyway, here, we still have that harshness up at the front there. You can't really see it now because it's wet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in and root shadow these 4 top quadrants, if you've remembered how we sectioned it that way. So I'm going to do that right now, and you're going to watch me. Because I like to splash around with the toner a little bit, I'm going to take this nice shirt off so I don't damage any more of my clothes. It's time to glove up. Okay, here we go. I'm going to keep this root shadow very simple. I'm going to start in the back and wrap around like this, going in pivoting verticals all the way to verticals through the front to that front hairline. Here we go. As I get toward the front hairline, I'm going to start to lessen the amount of shadow to maintain that brightness, but still soften it at the same time. And the same thing on the other side. And there we have it. The root shadow is done. I didn't have to worry about anything below here because when we did the teasing, it's going to add in like an automatic root shadow there, so we don't have to worry about the bottom, that teasing that we did there. So here we're going to let it process for about 15 minutes or so, so that way it'll last till their next appointment. And can't wait to see what it looks like, and can't wait to show it to you. And here we go, from blonde face frame to Bronde overall. What do you guys think? I think it is stunning. She is stoked. I'm going to put all the formulas below here. Please tag me in your work on social at Instagram at ryan.weeden. If you want more education, go to mastersofbalayage.com. See you soon.